There's nothing in the world that humbles a man faster than realizing he's going bald. One day you're running your hands through your hair like it's nothing, and the next you're angling mirrors, squinting under bathroom lights, and convincing yourself that it's a solid 2 on a Norwood scale when it's in fact a light to strong 4. You start looking at other men in public, quietly ranking their hairline and comparing it to yours just so you can feel better about yourself, without realizing that they're doing the same exact thing to you. Unable to accept reality, you begin watching YouTube videos, hoping to successfully gaslight yourself into believing that you're not going bald. Your hair is just simply finding itself. And for that reason, in today's episode of Business Explained, I'll be going over the 5 stages of grief regarding baldness and explaining whether or not there's any real cure, or if the final stage is simply acceptance, marked by a razor, a gym membership you won't use, and a sudden unwavering belief that going to Turkey was always the plan. Denial is the most peaceful stage because nothing is technically wrong yet. Your hair isn't thinning, it's just wet or greasy. Every shower drain incident is blamed on stress, shampoo quality, or other people using the shower. It's never you because accepting the fact that you're going bald means facing reality, and that simply cannot happen. Your hair has been with you all your life, so to think that's going anywhere soon is nothing short of blasphemous and delusional. So you cling to denial like a religion, faithfully worshipping your last remaining follicles, and convincing yourself that if you never say the word bald out loud, your hair won't hear it and decide to leave. Anger begins the moment denial cracks and your hairline refuses to cooperate. You start blaming your genetics, God, and specifically your father for your sudden loss of hair. Every bald man you see feels like a personal warning, shampoo commercials start to feel offensive, mirrors start to become confrontational, and eating food becomes your only source of comfort. This anger eventually turns into sadness when you find yourself shopping for hats and beanies that you know deep down you don't want to wear, but have to because anything is better than showing the world your bald spot. And to add the cherry on top, you start worrying if women will no longer find you attractive. But let's be completely honest here, even with a full set of hair, you were averaging Shaq on the free throw line type of numbers, which, ironic enough, adds up to the amount of hair follicles he has left on his head. If you were to take off the letter B from the word bargain and start rearranging the letters, you'd get the word Rogaine. After doing extensive research on how to stop balding, you'll eventually stumble onto something called minoxidil. This new discovery brings you hope and reignites the idea that everything might not be lost. So you immediately go on Amazon and purchase a 3-month supply of Rogaine. And 2 days later, you start applying the foam with the discipline of a monk and the optimism of a gambler. Every little itch or tingle reinforces the idea that it's definitely working because pain is just your hair trying to come back to life again. You begin taking progress photos from the same 3 angles, gaslighting yourself that the baby hairs weren't there yesterday. But after a month of seeing no results, you lower your standards and tell yourself that you don't need a full head of hair, you just need enough that people won't notice. And that's when you finally realize that bargaining wasn't about saving your hair at all. It was about negotiating a peace treaty with your scalp that it has absolutely no intention of honoring. The next step is depression. This is where you finally give up and come to the conclusion that it's really game over for your hair. There's nothing you can do about it besides relish the last moments you have with it. But even though you feel like you should enjoy what you have left, you can't help but reminisce about what it used to be. All this time you've been taking it for granted without realizing that it was all inevitably going to end. You're afraid that you peaked physically, so you start eating like shit and start gaining weight. But this cycle of self-loathing does eventually come to an end once you enter the last stage of grief. After months or years of being self-conscious about your baldness, you start feeling comfortable in your new skin. The feeling of grief never leaves, but it becomes manageable. You're now able to go out without feeling judged or feel weird about leaving the house without a hat. You look at the mirror less frequently and begin thinking about famous bald people like Joe Rogan, Michael Jordan, The Rock, Pitbull, and the black dude from White Chicks, just to name a few. And after a long uphill battle with your hair, you come to the conclusion that everything will be okay. Once you save enough money to travel to Turkey.
Tell me what you wanna do. She wanna get it to my baby too. That spoiled all she went out with some Jimmy Choos. I'm rocking no camo like I'm out of the navy blue. Fuck that girl like I'm an animal.